Welcome to Great Greys, your one-stop shop to finding winners across Australia from the world of greyhound racing. Host David Shortte is joined by Harry Buchanan from the Greyhound Insider, Jaycin Campbell to look at Queensland and Tasmanian chasing, Hall of Famer Neil Brown, Sean Matheson looking at South Australian chasing, New South Wales expert Simon Orchard, and the Shane Train Williams rounds it out with his key plays and kennel mail in WA. Now, over to the team for this week's edition of Great Greys.
Good morning and welcome along to Great Greys on this Thursday, the 13th of June 2024. David Shortte with you. Hope you're travelling particularly well. Got a very busy program ahead of us, stacks of races to take over the next hour, filtered in with all of our greyhound chat. Our next race 4 broadcast will be Wyong, comes up race number 1 there at 10:15. Let's welcome in my co-host for today, though, in Harry Buchanan to kick off proceedings. Harry Buchanan, welcome to you. How do we find you on this Thursday morning?
A little bit cooler than usual. It's getting very frosty over here in New South Wales at the moment, but nevertheless, a lot of great chasing to look forward to over the next few days, and it all kicks off tonight.
It certainly does. Let's start off up there in Queensland, Albion Park. Wonderful night of chasing there. Of course, they've got their State of Origin series, which is always a very interesting night. The best of New South Wales taking on the best of Queensland from a chasing perspective. Also preludes of the Brisbane Cup, and that's where we start to get a little bit excited because there is some WA interest. Sunset Frazier goes around in race number 6, one of those Brisbane Cup preludes tonight. Has been well supported in early markets too. 260 as big as 275. Whack into $2.35 today. Popular Sunset Frazier to get the job done from box 4 in a Brisbane Cup prelude tonight. How do you think the dog will go?
Yeah, I think we're just waiting. We're all waiting, Shorty, for him to nail the start, as we know he can in WA, and we talked about it yesterday. A couple of good judges think that it might be the boxes and could be the lure. They're not really sure, but it's not like him to miss a start 2 times in a row, which he has done in the past 2 weeks. He's normally a very good box dog. In saying that, you've seen that dazzling acceleration that he has. He just barges his way through, under, around, whatever. He goes that quick. Unfortunately, it has been taking a toll on him. He's not known for his last section, but yeah, we just need to see him get the start right tonight. I think I said last week, if he does get it right, and you know yourself, Shorty, there's 5 lengths at the first turn straight away. He just puts the foot down and goes. So he's got a little bit of company tonight in the early speed department, but yeah, nevertheless, he's still the quickest first splitter in Australia, in my opinion, and he just has to get that start right off box 4. It's a tricky draw. Good field, that Brisbane Cup prelude, and if he finds a top, I hope we will see the best of him. The preceding race, race 5, is also another prelude. We see Trooper Tears take on Superstar Ethics, who was probably a little stiff to miss out on a New South Wales selection. His second reserve there. Shimmer Current, Lakeview Emily coming off a really good second behind Uncle Tommy. Some very good dogs going around up there tonight, Shorty. Looking forward to those 2 preludes. And then, of course, the State of Origin series, the stayers and the sprinters, and then the match race, of course. Basically, the stayers, it's Palawa King taking on Valpolicella. Not sure if the rest are in it. Phase Magic, maybe. I just don't know that they're going to keep up with these 2. But they're both lacking a little bit of early dash at the moment, so a little bit of interest there. Sprinting is very open. Cluster on the inside, zipping Megatron Super last week. I think with Good Odds Cobber out wide, the Queenslanders have the early speed advantage with Magistrate All Natural and Bears Bullet. So you'd think one of those could possibly find the top, be hard to stop. And then the match race, flip the coin. McKenna and JSJ, they're both like simple weapons that just get on the arm and run serious time. And JSJ, we haven't seen him for a little while, so that adds a bit more intrigue to the race. And McKenna's gone down her last 2, but she's probably suited to this format. And that's a great race. I really don't know which way that will go because of JSJ resuming. But, yeah, really good card there tonight. Shorty can't wait to get involved.
Absolutely. That's all the action. Couple of specials on the program. Albion Park for the punters to jump into.
Race 3, Shorty, number 5, Garrison. This is a free-for-all over the 700. I like this dog, and I like him a lot. He's a very promising stayer. I liked what he did last week. Even though he was beaten a fair way, he took a big buffeting behind Fast Milkman. He's beaten 7.5 lengths Prior to that, he ran second to Valpolicella, beaten a minute. You can see in the run that he's got a lot of ability, this dog, and he's just starting to string it all together. He's had 4 starts, track and trip, a win and 2 placings. Much easier company tonight. He gets every possible hope here. Around $8 with Tab Touch last time I did look. I think he's a great each-way bet. Kenya Amy hard to beat, but yeah, this dog's got a little bit of X-Factor Garrison. If he offsets the box, he's hard to stop. Go down to race number 7. Of course, it is the staying State of Origin race. I'm going to team up with Valpolicella. It's very rare that she gets beaten and then gets beaten again a week later. She's got this unique ability to bounce back every time she goes down. She just got in the wrong spot about 3 or 4 times last week. Obviously, Palawa King, who incidentally has a fantastic record at this track, especially over this distance, 4 trips for 3 and 1. So he certainly likes his track and distance, but so does Valpolicella, 14 for 10 and 3. I think she can get in front of him, which means I don't think he can run her down. If she finds the arm at any stage, I don't care if he's behind her. He will not catch her. Around the $3, $3.10 mark with Tab Touch is a great bet. I think they've overbet Palawa King. He's very enigmatic, as you know, and not prepared to get around him while she's in the race. And I think box 7 is not going to pose any issues. They're the 2 at Albion Park tonight. Race 3, number 5. Race 7, number 7.
All righty. What about Sandown this evening? Couple of plays for us there?
Yeah, race 6, number 8, Professor Snitch. If this had drawn box 1, it would have been the bet of the century. In saying that, still has a very good record off box 8. The corner start presents a bit of an issue. Ran third behind Pirate Kingsley last week. That form was probably steady if you look at it on paper, but the run itself was enormous. Prior to that, she'd run around against Mapunga Surprise, Ethanol Volume. She ran over Get Ready Dora, who went well in the Pink Diamond heat during the week. I think if she gets a clear run, she just wins, and she will certainly hit top 2. And you might get around $1.60, $1.70 for the place, and that in itself is a bet for mine. And then down to race 8, number 8, our old mate here, Yachi Bale. I just don't think he's a 600-metre dog anymore. He puts in that big middle section and just doesn't really finish it off. And it's a different story over this sprint trip. It's also a very different story when he only has 5 opponents, and that's all he has tonight with the scratching and big energy. They're going to take a fair bit to hold him out. If he gets any sort of luck at all, he has his box. This is his track. This is his trip, and he will be very, very strong late, as we know. Race 6, number 8, and race 8, number 8 at Sandown this evening, Shorty.
Beautifully done. Pair of Fairy Floss runners for the punters there at Sandown, 6, 8, 8, 8. And finishing it off locally, tonight's program there at Northam.
Yeah, it's a really good program at Northam. Race 6 here, number 2, Page 1 News. The markets have just opened. This opened at 460. It now is into 260. They've just gone whack here, rightly so. 2 starts ago was 4.5 lengths or so behind Transcendent. It went 29.63 herself in defeat. If she repeats that, she'll win this, and she'll win this easily. Just has to get the start right, but she is invariably a very good early splitter, and she's into her right quote now, and I think she'll get the job done. Down to the Stain race here, Shorty, in race 8. I've watched her Warm Regards replay the last couple, and whilst on paper it doesn't say get around her, her runs were very, very good. I don't think she's that badly placed here. Even though she's in box 4, she's going to land a little bit closer, and her last sections have been super. And when she gets up handy, we've seen what she can do at Mandurah when she lobs close. She's going to be hard to stop here. Another one, 19s into 850 in the last 10 minutes since opening. So I think she's a really good each-way bet. We don't want to take anything shorter, but she'll go really well in race number 8. Finished off race 11, number 8, Shimmer Dream. I thought she would have led all the way until I saw Idle a while in the race. Now, obviously, he's going to lead off box 1. I just don't know how he gets the 509 here. With all due respect, he's a short courser, and Max Julian obviously having a stab at the 509, and it's the right track and trip to do it. But with Light Manelli, Ike Bale, Alden Manelli all in the race, even Lady Dior, who can come from the back, he's not going to hold any of them out. And I just think Shimmer Dream will be the first one knocking on his doorstep. So if that's the case, she'll run over him late. She should get the cash there. Race 6, number 2. Race 8, number 4. Race 11, number 8 at Northern this evening.
Beautifully done, H. 628 for 11.8 to round things out. You will hear from Harry again tomorrow morning on the Sports Daily on TAB Radio. He'll have a fun fact for you on a Friday morning, as well as helping to find you a few winners for the weekend. And then we've got the mail collection tomorrow afternoon. That'll drop roughly 4:30 to 4:45 across all social media networks tomorrow afternoon. Looking at the Meadows, Wentworth Park, Mandurah Friday and Saturday. You name it, it's all covered there. Quaddie plays, novelty plays, very best for the weekend. It's all there on the mail collection from 4:30 tomorrow afternoon. Beautifully done, Harry. Appreciate your time as always. Enjoy all of the chasing action tonight around Australia.
Thanks, Shorty. Talk to you soon, mate.
You're listening to Great Greys on Tab Radio.
May well be able to get our segment with Jaycin Campbell done and dusted before we head to that particular race. Let's kick things off, though, tonight. Albion Park, wonderful program. State of Origin night up there. Jaycin Campbell, our man on the spot for all of the latest to help find us a few winners there. G'day, JC.
Hey, Shorty, how are you, mate?
Going really well, thank you. Tremendous to have you on the program today. You'd be pretty excited. It's a really good card tonight up there at the Creek.
Yes, thanks for having me once again. Great night of racing up there. State of Origin night, as you rightly alluded to. Hopefully New South Wales can get one back for us on the racetrack rather than the footy field, because we've been pretty disappointed the last couple of series, unfortunately, Shorty.
Absolutely. This is the chance to redeem yourself, though, for the punters. Anyway, let's see if we can't get something out of this meeting. We're looking to get involved early.
Yeah, looking to get the cash early. I think we can do so. Race 1, number 1, Royal Voltage. This runner has been a pillar of consistency since stepping up to the 520 metres, placing all 5 starts. Just met one better in the past 4, unfortunately, but I think he's found his right race here. He's drawn perfectly in box 1. There's not a lot of speed in this race. I think he'll be able to Shanghai out, find the top and make his own luck on speed, and hopefully he can knock one over for a win.
Alrighty, race 1, number 1, Royal Voltage. And then deeper into the program, you team up with 2 of the more exciting greyhounds in the country.
Yeah, I really like this Origin series, actually, and I think New South Wales will take it out 2-1. I think the Queensland dogs probably are better overall, but they just map awfully from the box draws they've been given, unfortunately. So I'm going to go with Palawa King in the distance race. That's race 7, number 4. He needs no introduction, as does Valpolicella. I just think he's drawn much better than her here. The 3 dogs drawn in underneath him, they all go forward. He can just do what he does, miss the start, get underneath him, rail. And, yeah, if he's close enough, he's obviously good enough. So race 7, number 4, Palawa King.
And deeper into the race number 9. This is going to be one of the genuine highlights on the program. Talk us through your thoughts here in race number 9. We get to see, of course, one of the most talented sprinters that we've seen up there in Queensland in recent years, going head-to-head with a greyhound that has been running the hands off the clock at Wentworth Park.
Yeah, match race 9. I'm with Jay here. I love the match race format, Shorty. I'm sure you can also agree with me there. It's the one thing that greyhound racing has over horse racing. It's a great spectacle. 2 of the best runners in the industry currently right now, McKenna against Jay. I just think he'll get the better of her here. He's obviously the king of Albion Park. He owns the fastest time to ever be run over the 520 metres there. He's unbeaten in match race format. He's unbeaten in dogs less than 4 starters. And I just really like the box draw for him. He's not going to get cramped up early. If McKenna was to lead this race, I still think he can come from behind and defeat her. So I think he will shorten in betting, and I'm a bit unsure as to why he opened up outsider, but the punters have quickly changed that, and he's favourite now.
All right, so Jay is Jay, the Star Queenslander, on top there for Jace to take out that match race tonight in the State of Origin series. We've got to Townsville just 30 seconds away here, punters, and having a look at the fixed odds market with Tab Touch. It's a very open affair. At the head of the market on the fixed odds is Deer Hunter, currently at $2.50, opened up at $4.20, so support's been good. The Tinker's gone the other way, $2.40 to $3.30. Pelsa, $2.35 to $4.40. Money at odds for a one delay, it's been 16 into 8. Icebound 17 to 13. All other runners $34 and upwards. We'll throw back to Maddie. Take race number 1 at Townsville. When we return, we'll get the thoughts for Jaycin Campbell tonight at Hobart.
This is your home of the Greyhound Good Oil, Great Greys.
Well, it's now 24 minutes after 10. We're chatting with Jaycin Campbell. He's filled us in on his thoughts tonight up there at Albion Park. Race 1, number 1, Royal Voltage. Race 7, number 4, Palawa King. Race 9, number 3, Jay is Jay. Also got a program to look forward to down there in Tasmania tonight at Hobart. Jace, who do you like down there in the Apple Isle?
Yeah, pretty neat program at Hobart tonight. I've got 4 heats of the Breeders' Classic down there, and hopefully we can see some of the next superstars of Tasmanian racing come through. A few that spring to mind recently being Raiders Guide and Price Minardi, and I'm sure a few of these dogs down the track might head inland. So I'm going to go to race 3 first. Number 4 here, Tagline. I don't think he'll be one of those dogs that heads inland, judging off his record, and he's had more than enough opportunities to break through. I'm going to play him on a place-only basis. The reason for that, Shorty, is there's a lot of dogs in this race that step up to the distance for the first time. A lot of them will need to lead to show their best, and as we both know, not every single dog can lead a dog race. So I think Tagline will get back in the field, probably settle near last, but watch him come home late. I think he will run top 3.
Okay, so a nice place bet tonight there at Hobart. Race 3, number 4, Tagline, and then we head to race 5 for your final play tonight.
Number 3 here, Remember Des. Was pretty unlucky, I thought, last week against Winburn Solstice, running second. Took nice ground off her late in the piece. She goes around a very short price favourite in one of those breeders' heats early in the night. I think he's found a really nice race here to break through for his 4th career victory. His record doesn't look too appealing to the eye, I guess, with a lot of placings next to his name, but he is a genuine dog. He just continues to find one better. Box 4, Sure Danger, wants to use the track a little bit, so he's got to get every reason, or he's got no reason not to win this race, realistically. So race 5, number 3, Remember Des.
Desi to get the job done tonight. So race 3, number 4, Tagline the place. Race 5, number 3, Remember Des to get the chockies. A huge night of chasing upcoming. Jace, appreciate your time here on Great Greys. Good luck finding the winners, mate.
Thanks, Shorty. You too.
There we have a Jaycin Campbell here on TAB Radio. We might throw back to Matty McDermott, see if we can't grab the dividends there out of race number 1 of the day at Townsville. We'll see if we can catch up with Neil Brown. And race 2 at Chuka's just round the corner as well, some 4 minutes away.
And at Townsville, the winner there with correct weight through at Wyong as well. Dibs released. Icebound pays $11.50, $3.40. Deer Hunter $1.10. And Tinker 160, 16.10 Quinella, 51.20 Exacta, 185.60 Trifecta, 11.143 first 4, $509.60, 1 sub, and the scratching 9 interim at Townsville. At Echuca, the second race there, 4.10 on the tote, Liberami number 6, 10 Supremacy at 5, 12 Dancing Dolly at 6, $8 for numbers 8 and 9 in the next leg of the quad, and $3.90 from 5 Liberami with Tap Touch, and they are on the track.
You are tuned into Shorty and the team on Great Greys.
Well, it's time to catch up with our Hall of Famer, Neil Brown, and get the latest for tonight's program there at Sandown. Welcome to you, Neil.
How you going, David?
Very well, thank you. We've got the second race from Echuca in about 3 minutes' time, but we do have time to have a look at your thoughts for the early quaddie tonight there at Sandown. Races 1 through to 4. It all kicks off with a maiden final.
Yes, over the 5.15. I'm only going to take 3 here, 5, 8 and 3. I've got the Devious as the one on top. It is short, but performed quite well. And in the heat, so I think it'll win. Race number 2, I'm going a bit wider here, 2, 7, 4 and 5. Palaron Bale I've got on top as the one to beat, around the 350 mark. Race number 3, 550 metres, 515 metres, a restricted win here. Going wide again, 1, 6, 5 and 7. I think there's a pretty open couple of these legs here. And I've got Dennis and Frisbee, the one to beat from box number 1. I think it's well drawn. And in the last leg, going to take 1, 8 and 7. But I think Lapini Manelli is certainly the one to beat. Drawn where it wants to be. And I don't think it's a much harder race than last week. So I've got it on top to win, David. And it's about the 220 mark. In fact, I made it my best bet of the night at Sandown tonight from box number 1 over to 5.95. Well, we can keep going, Dave, into the main quaddie.
Indeed, you've got about a minute to go until they jump there for the second at Echuca, but time enough to make a start here on the main quaddie, Brownie.
Yeah, I think it's got a couple of difficult legs. The first leg, race number 5 over the 5.15 to grade 5. I'm going 1, 3, 6 and 2. I think it's a fairly wide open race. I think Raw Gypsy's the best boxed here, and maybe down in grade a little bit. Has won a couple of races on the track, so I've got her on top. But certainly chances definitely to the 3 Slick Rambo and out wide Silky Sauce, and I think Bo Rhapsody, if he had a little bit of luck in running, could run a good race as well. So pretty open 1, 3, 6 and 2. The second leg of the main quad race, number 6, 595, grade 5 here, just taking the 3 of them, 4, 1 and 8. I've got Fled the Scene, about the $2.45. Got it on top to beat Diwana Fernando, fairly honest type over this distance, and has won here on the track. And Professor Snitch, she has a little bit of luck in running. She is reasonably slow out of the box and be tough from the 8 over the 595, but certainly going to include her. But not a lot of early pace in the race around the 4, and I think he can maybe lead and get the chockies there.
You're listening to Great Greys on Tab Radio.
Well, we're chatting with Neil Brown, having a look at tonight's Sandown meeting, and we're into the main quaddie. First leg numbers 1, 3, 6 and 2. Second leg numbers 4, 1 and 8. That leads us on to the third leg tonight of the quaddie there at Sandown. Neil?
Yeah, mixed stake over the 5:15. Very open race. I went 4, 2, 1 and 3. I've got Bagman on top if he can repeat that 5:02 to the post and lead. He's got to come out of the box, make all the difference. But he's nicely priced around the 5:50 mark, and certainly chances to the 3 greyhounds drawn on his inside. I think it's an open race, but yeah, he's a 30 and 47 winner in that early section, 1 and 5 from 8 on the track, got him on top. In race number 8, round the quaddie out over the 5:15 here, free for all, with the scratching of big energy. I'm only going to take 8, 4 and 2 now. Got Yachi Bale on top. He went to Brisbane, got a bit lost up there, I thought, but he's still racing very well. He's an honest type, loves Sandown Park. He's a class performer, 5 and 6 from 18. He's in form. I think he might be the one to beat. Smooth playing, certainly a terrific chance in the race, and Flying Currency from that inside draw also got claims. But 8, 4 and 2 to round the quaddie out. As I say, my best bet, the race 4, number 1, but I do like an exacta in race 9, David. Don't think there's much between Recycled and Dundee Rebel. And I think either of them can win. Two more greyhounds that come out of the race, so it's a very small field now with the vacant box already. So field of 5, maybe take the exacta at 2 and 4 there for a result, Dave.
Very nice indeed. 9, we team up with the Czechs and the Blue Rug there with a novelty plate. They go along with race 4, number 1, Lupini Manelli. The early quaddie, 583, 2745, 1657, 187. Then the main quad, 1362, 418, 4213, 84 and 2. Outstanding work from you as always, Neil Brown. Appreciate your time here on Great Greys. Have a ripper night out there at Sandown. Look forward to our chat next week.
Certainly will, David. Thanks, mate.
This is your home of the greyhound good oil, Great Greys.
Well, we cross the border and head across to South Australia to have a look at chasing there over the next few days, and looking forward to some good distance racing tonight on the program there. We've got a couple of heats of the Bay Road Queen Series tonight over the 730 metres, and former West Aussie in Crypto Manelli will be going around in one of those heats there tonight. Let's welcome in Sean Matheson to discuss all things SA chasing. Hello, Sean.
Hi, David. Yeah, great to be on the show again with you this Thursday. As you mentioned, the feature tonight, heats of the Bay Road Queen over the 730. I suppose a bit with having 2 heats, a few different faces lining up over the staying events, with Leonard Jinks off in Queensland, our reigning track record holder, and SA Greyhound of the Year, Zipping Neutron, looks to be having a couple of weeks off, might be going into state. So a few different faces over the 700 tonight, which is good to see.
It certainly is, yeah. Throws a bit of X factor into these staying races, and very much looking forward to them early on in the program tonight. There, races 3 and 4. The rest of the card's pretty good as well. We've got a really good veterans race deeper into the program, like Wildfire will be going around in one of the Lucky 7 races later in the card as well. Very talented chaser. It's a good night of chasing there at Angle Park. Take us through your better bets on the program, Sean.
Yeah, David, as you mentioned, a really deep program tonight. First My Best Bets does come up in the first heat of the Bay Road Queen, which is race 3, and it's number 8, Under Siege. She's quoted at $4, and which I think is a really good price for her. She's an absolute genuine stayer. She dropped back to the 5:30 her last 2 runs with a heat at Murray Bridge into a 5:30-metre final at Angle Park last week. She was storming home at the end of that event. She steps back to the 700, which she has a terrific record over. Some of these other greyhounds are moving to the 700 for the first time, and so she's just got the form on the board, and only being a 5-dog field, hopefully she doesn't get too far out of her ground, because close enough she should be winning at the end of the race. But it does really depend on how far back she gets. As I said, small field, she should be close enough, and at $4, I reckon that's a really good bet.
Absolutely. Even at $1.85, top 2 looks a great play, because you know if anything happens up front, Under Siege is the strength in the race. Will be really charging to the line late. Race 3, number 8, Under Siege. A second of your plays tonight there at Angle Park, Sean?
Second of the plays in race 6, and it's number 2, Spontaneous, for Nicole Price. This is a final. These heats were conducted at Gawler last week, and Spontaneous comes up with box 2. A really good draw for this dog. He does excel when he comes into an inside draw. He ran 3rd in the heat behind Boom Boom Jinx, and Boom Boom Jinx is drawn out wide, and the other main danger in the race, Agent 99, is drawn wide. And I just think Spontaneous out of the 2. 5 runs ago went 30-70 from this very draw. 2 runs ago from box 5 went 30-79 when railed really well. So I just think it's the right spot for this dog. It's already been supported in the market. It's into $2.50. You wouldn't want to see him come too much shorter, because I still think it's a pretty strong race, but he's going to be really hard to beat, because I expect him either to lead or be in behind the lead, and that run will be there for him. So pretty keen on him, but as I said, at $2.50, I reckon that is short enough.
Okay, race 6, number 2, Spontaneous, to get the job done. And the third of the key plays tonight there at Angle Park.
The third of them, we're looking for a little bit of value here, David, and there is value on the program. And in race 10, which again is another heat to final series, these heats were run last Thursday night. I like number 8, Oregon Favours, drawn out in the pink for Nathan Goodenough, quoted at $11. Has only had 2 runs in South Australia since coming from Victoria. Victorian form was handy. Ran 5th 2 runs ago in a heat of the Straight Track Cup at Murray Bridge when running 5th. And then last week in the heat ran 3rd, showed good early speed, was 2nd early, and then just tied a little bit in the straight. Still ran 30.98 to run 3rd behind Versatile. Versatile, who's one of the main dangers, goes from an inside draw to a middle draw. And I think that's a bit of a key for Oregon Favours. I think it's shown sufficient speed when drawn out wide at the Meadows. It's got a win at the Meadows from box 8. So I think it can show the speed like last week, a bit more improvement. Maybe can find the front here, and at the $11, I think it can run a really bold race where some of the other greyhounds in the market need a touch of luck. So hopefully he can make his own luck from out wide.
Okay, we team up with Oregon Favours, race 10, number 8, and hopefully it can get across and give us a great run for our money at the double figure odds there. 3-8 Under Siege, 6-2 Spontaneous, 10-8 Oregon Favours each way tonight there for Sean Matheson. We've also got Murray Bridge on Friday and Gawler on Sunday. Anything there for the listeners?
So at Murray Bridge tomorrow, I like race 6, number 6, Lecturer Ringo for Adrian Chevalier. A new dog into his kennel has been going really well. Was a really strong winner last week. I think he just gets a beautiful run here. Should be really strong. Main danger is My Reason, who's probably more of a straight track specialist. So I think Lecturer Ringo will be just a bit too strong for that dog in the concluding stages tomorrow. And then we go to Sunday night, David, and a really terrific program there on Sunday night. It's at Gawler. It's the semi-finals of the Gawler Produce, and I like one in the second semi-final there, race 8, number 7, Fast Headache for Maddie Lanigan. The dogs come back across the border. It's owned locally. But Fast Headache was a good winner of her heat last week, where she showed really good speed. And I think there's a chance here from box 7 she can lead this field. She has got a good record from an outside draw, so look to her to lead. I reckon you get a bit of value about her as well, hopefully around that maybe $6 mark with any luck, and she should be a big chance of winning.
Yes, thank you very much, Matty, and also to you, Sean, and just rounding that out there, Murray Bridge on Friday, race 6, number 6, Lectra Ringo, and Gawler, race 8, number 7, Fast Headache. Beautifully done, Sean. Appreciate your time as always on this Thursday morning here on Great Greys. Enjoy your chasing over the next few days.
Terrific, David. Thanks for your time again.
You're listening to Great Greys on Tab Radio.
And time to have a chat to our great mate Simon Orchard. Of course, it's State of Origin time up there at Albion Park tonight, but lots of great chasing in his backyard in New South Wales as well. Welcome, Simon.
Yeah, g'day, Shorty. G'day, listeners. Just coughing up a lung over here in New South Wales, mate. Hopefully on the back end of one of those nasty colds or viruses, but looking forward to a big night. I tell you what, no better night than a Thursday night just to get a nice little glass of red, Shorty. Sit back and watch some of the best dogs in the business do their work at Albion Park tonight. State of Origin night, where we're hoping to get one back on the Maroons for last year's 2-1 defeat, my friend.
Indeed. How are you going in confident tonight, Simon?
I'll tell you what, I spoke to Jack Smith and Andy Lord this morning. They both got runners going around tonight, and there were some fighting words for the Maroons. They were ready to stick it up them, and I think the direct quote here, I don't want to get it wrong, but I think Andy Lord said, no offence to the Queensland sprinters, but I just don't think they're any good. So he's tipping a New South Wales trifecta in the sprint race. Jack was a little bit more circumspect, and noted that, you know, there's obviously some immense competition in the staying race, but the New South Wales contingent, Faye's Magic, comes out of that Sydney's Magic win over 600 last week, so Faye's Magic's in form. Ritza Piper, we know, Group 1 winner, and at her best just needs to find the arm, and she's going to be hard to beat. Palawa King, if he wins tonight, becomes $1 million earner. And check the radar, the other runner for Pete Rogers will just be sneaking up along the fence in behind him and waiting for a bit of luck. So that's our staying contingent. We know Valpolicella's in the race. If she finishes top 3, Shorty, she also becomes $1 million dog, and it's crazy. Jack Smith said he had to pinch himself this morning thinking that a greyhound could earn $1 million in this day and age. So that's just the staying caper. The sprinting race, well, Zipping Megatron's drawn to run a big one from box 2. Midnight Spritz is the Andy Lord runner who comes out of a ladies bracelet win 2 back. She's cherry ripe for this. She's been set for the Origin, ready to explode tonight. Overflow Bow ran in a feature race last week. The Flying Amy was a little bit unlucky, running 4th. And then Good Odds Cobber, box 8, no favours, certainly a visitor's draw there. But Cobber, if he jumps and he can find his way to the front, he's tough as nails. He gets through that first bend, and he's going to be hard to beat as well. Shorty, we haven't even mentioned the match race. McKenna versus Jay's Jay, salivating stuff, and looking forward to that race 7, 8 and 9 on the card at Albion Park tonight.
It's a huge night of chasing there at Albion Park. You'll hear it right here on TAB Radio. Good luck if you're having a punt throughout the course of the night. They're still moving behind the barriers here. Race number 2 at Wyong over the mile, and it's still even flow. A very warm odds-on favourite in race number 2. We might make a start on your better bets around New South Wales over the next few days, Si.
Yeah, we'll do your Thursday tips, Shorty, and then I'll throw it back to you. So if you still want to have a play today before the Origin, Casino 8-2 and ladder, that's Casino 8-2, Gunnedah 7-5, just a phase, 7-5 at Gunnedah, and then 10-1 Speedy Ethics at Dapto tonight, drawn to lead. There's not a stack of pace in the race, and I think Speedy Ethics for Andrew Bell can get up there today. A few shorties, but hopefully some ones that you can throw in your multis, no pun intended. Shorty, I might throw back to you for Wyong, and then we'll come back with some best bets around the state for Friday and Saturday.
Absolutely. Very nicely done there, Simon. Moving in nicely here for the barriers. Matty, take away race number 2 when we return. The remainder of the thoughts of Simon Orchard for the weekend of chasing upcoming in New South Wales.
This is your home of the Greyhound Good Oil, Great Greys.
Well, we're catching up with Simon Orchard, having a look at his weekend plays across there in New South Wales. He's kicked us off with Thursday action. Casino 8-2 Snake and Ladder. Gunnedah 7-5 just a phase. Dapto 10-1 Speedy Ethics. We march on towards Wentworth Park Friday and Saturday night, site.
Yeah, we're going to get a best bet out of Goulburn first, Shorty. Race 8, number 3, Power of Cinder, Andy Lord's special. He's let me know this morning. So 8-3, the best of his kennel at Gold. So that's 8-3, Power of Cinder. And then if we move forward to Saturday night at Wenty Park, 2-4 Juice Master for Jack Smith. He's got a big team heading into town. Bella Una, Flash Boom Bang, Amanda Holyfield, but he reckons Juice Master's the one placed best to win. The run at Wenty Park a week ago, 29.9, was really good. 2 months off the track. I loved the way that he powered to the line. He's drawn to be right there at the first bend. If he can navigate his way around there, Shorty, without too much trouble, I think he could smash them up. So 2-4 Juice Master, 4-3 Omega Jacob, ran 5th in the Ambrosoli 3-back, was 4th behind McKenna in a semi of the Egg the week before that, and the margin, was a bit sizable, but she's arguably the best dog in Australia. Now it comes into a 5th grade contest, so I think 4-3 Omega Jacob on tonight is really well placed. I really love the draw as well. Box 3, the dog in 4 wants to get up the track. Hopefully that'll give Omega Jacob plenty of room to move. So 4-3, and then we finish with 6-4 Tulsi Banner. She's a rising star for Barry Gibbons. 7 of 11 so far. She's the bounce. Her win at Wenty Park 3-back was 29.6 and really eye-catching. There's a dog named Flash Boom Bang for the Smith Kennel who's very slow away next door. I think Tulsi Banner can lead. She gets a big enough of a lead on Flash Boom Bang, and I think she can win. So just to recap, Wenty Park Saturday, 2-4 Juice Master, 4-3 Omega Jacob, and 6-4 Tulsi Banner. If you're watching the Origin tonight, come on the Blues. All roads leading to that match race at 9:15. McKenna against Jay is Jay.
Yeah, it should be an absolute cracker there. Simon, thanks so much for taking the time to join us here on Great Greys for today. Good luck tonight there for the New South Wales Dogs up in Queensland as well for the State of Origin, and look forward to our chat next week.
Cheerio, mate.